Something special.
Hi friends, welcome back or welcome to Friends in High Places podcast. Today I have a very special guest. It's one of my best friends, Lacey.
Hey guys!
So, as I mentioned before on previous episodes, I really want to have my friends and families on my podcast. So I called up Lacey and asked her if she'd be down to be a guest, and she said yeah. So
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of pass the mic over to her so she can kind of explain where and when our friendship started, and you guys can get to know her.
Yeah, so me and Carissa actually used to work at the same restaurant back in 2011.
Yeah.
And we we were, I guess, 18 at the time, I believe, and just youngin'. So we met there, we were friends, but we didn't really hang out too much after work or anything like that. And I was kind of back and forth at that restaurant for a few years. So anytime I came back, I'd see Carissa. And I actually went to school in Calgary for a couple of years, graduated in 2015. And when I came back, moved back to Red Deer, I came back and worked at the same restaurant. And Carissa wasn't working there at that time. I ran into her sister Bree and I was like, "Where's Carissa?" Because I was pretty excited to have an OG Earl's girl there. And she was like, "Oh no, she was had her foot surgery, so she's kind of taking it easy all summer." So I was really excited for her to come back, and when she did, I just feel like our friendship really grew that year. I think that was back in 2016.
Yeah, we definitely reconnected and started hanging out outside of work, and Lacey would come over to my house after our shifts because I lived super close to Earl's, so it was kind of a tradition that some of our girlfriends would come over after our shifts, and we'd have some hoots
a lot of closing shifts together.
Yeah, exactly. And then we just kind of realized that we had so much in common and so many similar interests, and we're like, holy shit, how did we not get closer earlier in time?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I definitely feel like everything has the right time, the right place, and I mean, as much as we weren't super close at the beginning, I feel like I've known you for my whole life, honestly. It's so crazy to think about my life without you now.
Yeah,
so.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And then kind of the closer Lacey and I got, then our boyfriends got closer. And her boyfriend is now her fiance, but back then he was her boyfriend. And,
Mason.
Yeah, Mason. And we kind of really all bonded at our Christmas party that we had that year. And we kind of realized that we all have a really good time together and have really good vibes.
The infamous rap battle with Kale.
Yeah, Kale. Shout out Kale. Yeah. And so then, we started, you guys came over and played some Nintendo with us. We kind of hung out
Mason
more.
had some cuddles with Bella.
Yeah.
She was just a baby.
Yeah, just a little kitten, little baby Bella. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was so cute. And I always just kind of look back to that night as kind of where the four of us, our friendship began. And it's really awesome. And then a few months later, Lacey and I actually planned a trip to Mexico, and the guys were like, fuck yeah, let's do this. So
I mean, it's not very hard to get out of Alberta in the wintertime. It's very easy to be vacation sounds great, because I mean, if you've been to Alberta or if you've lived here before, you know how the winters can get to minus 45 degrees Celsius, so it's the definitely type of weather to hurt your face and kind of hurts when you breathe in. So tropical vacation sounded great.
Yeah, we needed a little getaway, and so we went and did that for, 10 days I think we went, hey? Or was it a week?
Or was it 7 or 8? Maybe it was 8. I can't remember.
Well, but we went for a pretty good chunk of time, and we had a really, really good time on that trip. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely a time to remember. We were at an all-inclusive resort, and it was so incredible. I feel like that could be a whole episode on its own with Mason and Cole, because it was just a riot. Yeah, it was so much fun. And yeah, definitely where I think the beginning of a very beautiful friendship started.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a beautiful thing to be able to travel with your friend, but it's a whole other level to be able to travel with another couple. I mean, I feel like traveling really puts relationships and friendships to the test.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, so to be able to have another couple to travel with and just have it go so easy and just have them wanting to do the same thing, same interests, and like just so chill.
Yeah, we're not really the excursion type. We kind of all like to chill in the sun and by the beach during the day and have some drinks at night. And so it was really awesome. Like we had such a great time. And I think because, you know, you and Mason did some traveling together. Cole and I obviously had done traveling together at that point. Yep. That was another reason why we kind of were also like, I think we'd all be able to really have a good time together because, you know, we've all traveled as a couple separately. And then, once we did it all together, it was like, fuck yeah, let's just keep doing things together because it's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, because every time it's just like gets better and better. And I have nothing but amazing times with you guys. It's been awesome. Been a blessing for sure. Yeah,
that's kind of where our, like you said, our friendship kind of flourished. And then we started going on a bunch of different little adventures together. And it was a great time. We've had some really amazing memories, made some really amazing times together. And I'll definitely be cherishing them for the rest of my life. That's for sure.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah. We've had some amazing memories together. And I mean, one that sticks out especially is when we went camping on August Long. I think that was one of those trips that just had like a huge shift in what was to come in the future.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We have this tradition with our group of friends, our girlfriends and their significant others. And we always do
great group of people.
Yeah, amazing people. We always do an we'll try to do an August long camping trip. And when we did it that year, we usually everybody leaves on the Sunday to kind of take the Monday to chill at home and reset before getting back into the groove of things. And us four decided to stay. And actually so did Randy, one of our friends who also is a part of our friend group. And we all hung out one last night together and we got a little twisted, had some drinks, had some hoots, and kind of started.
Randy had to get to bed a little bit earlier because I think he had to get up and work the next day or had to work later, something like that. But it was awesome to have one last night just to really enjoy each other's company. And I think we were pretty twisted, but it was such an awesome night. We were the four of us around the fire, me, Mason, Carissa, and Cole, and we just got to talking. And we had mentioned, like, because I'm a photographer as well, and we got to mentioning, or Cole mentioned something about, like, coming on tour. Like, he was like, it would be such an amazing thing for you and Mason to come on tour with us. Yeah. And we're like, oh my gosh, like, like, what an opportunity. That would be amazing. Like, who better to do it with than, like, our two best friends? Like, awesome.
Yeah, and like Lacey mentioned, she's a photographer, and actually Mason, her fiance, at this point had started doing some videography. He'd been helping her as a second shooter. He'd been doing some
weddings and stuff.
Yeah, his own little videography with like snowboarding videos, right? He was doing
more like ice fishing and stuff. Different activities that he does. He just takes his video camera out, whips up a little video just to kind of get the ball rolling, because this was really new to him, just that year actually. So it was a huge learning curve for Mason, but it was an incredible one. Yeah. But anyway, after we were talking about that, it kind of like wrapped up, and as soon as we stopped, I looked up at the sky, and the northern lights, or like the aurora borealis, was just dancing through the sky, and it was lime green, and there was purple, like bits of bright blue, purple. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. And I don't know if many of you have had the opportunity, because I know it's only certain places that it does happen. But I know the people who have, I'm sure you just understand, like, the energy is just so overwhelming in the most beautiful way. Like, my tears were just welling up, or my eyes were just welling up with tears. I was like, this is amazing, and this is a sign from the universe.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we all said. We're like, oh my God, like this is a sign from the universe that this conversation we're having is not just going to be a drunken conversation. This is going to be a real life thing. And
exactly.
Yeah, it became a real life thing.
A few short months later, it was a real thing, and we were heading to Vancouver to start the special occasion tour in the States. Yeah. And that was a experience of a lifetime. It was like the most amazing group of people. Like that whole time, it was just it was so great. Yeah, we had an incredible tour crew with us. Like we always are on tour with our best friends and close friends, but to have Lacey and Mason there was just like a very special thing for me personally, because it's usually me in a van with a bunch of stinky guys. No offense to you all, I love you all, but it's the truth. Close quarters.
And so to have another female on tour was incredible, let alone it being one of my best friends, and it really helped me and really helped Cole too, and we all got to enjoy the experience together, and then they got to know our entire tour crew, and
it's a whole other world, because me and Mason, like, it's Carissa and Cole to us. Like Mercules is like the whole other side of Cole, right? Like, and we do see bits of that, but I mean, going on tour and really being involved was like a whole other situation, and it was so amazing. And I just count my blessings every day for that experience, for sure.
Yeah, it was incredible, and it was actually the first tour we did with a tour bus. So that was really cool to all experience together. Yeah, a little bougie.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that's what Cole and I were telling Lacey and Mason, like, man, you guys are joining tour on a great time, because before
gonna bypass the stinky vans and the broken down Hondas.
Yes, exactly.
But I mean, me and Mason, like Chris was saying, we've traveled before. I've traveled a few times backpacking, and I wanted to go with Mason, so we went to Thailand back in 2016, and Vietnam, and like just Southeast Asia area, and we were there Mason was there for 6 weeks, I was there for 10, and when we travel, like it's very budget friendly, like not really paying too much attention like with the accommodations, like the food, we're just eating mostly like street food and trying out the different local cuisine. So it was it was a very luxurious experience, but I mean,
you guys have done
we've definitely roughed it.
Yes, exactly. So you guys have had those experiences before, so it was really nice.
So we weren't worried about that.
Exactly.
It was
very
awesome.
Seasoned travelers, all of us, which is good for tour life, because
definitely
you need
helps,
to be. That's for sure. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then we did tour. We did the first leg, which was 6 weeks, and then we did the second leg, which was 3 weeks.
Just about 4. 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really awesome. And then Cole and I went to Europe, and then that's when COVID hit. So unfortunately, we haven't been able to do another tour experience together yet, but I'm sure in the future that'll be happening when things are back to normal,
when things are a little bit
safer again.
It'll be really interesting to see how concerts and shows are in the future.
I know.
I'm really looking forward to the day where we can all, be in a crowded room and really enjoying the music and the energy and just, the atmosphere. But
I agree.
But
so then
we have some hurdles to jump through first.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of where our whole friendship and journey has been, and like we were saying, Lacey's a photographer, so she has been doing that since 2016.
I actually started dabbling in photography after I graduated from travel and tourism, and honestly, I've been serving for a long time at that point, and I had tried like the 9 to 5, and I immediately knew it wasn't for me. I mean, I am not a morning person. I'm a night owl, and I mean, I'm more of a morning person now that I'm older, but I mean, I definitely thought I'd be a night owl for life. But I just knew that, the whole 9 to 5, or just like the you know, that whole routine just didn't work for me. It didn't align with me. So, yeah, photography was always something that I was interested in. I was never, like, fully certain that it would be, like, an attainable career, but I was just like, hey, like, this is fun. I love it. I just kind of dove right in and just became very passionate about, about it. It kind of consumed me for the next few years. I was still serving, which was awesome because it's so flexible and just allows you to kind of really dive into your interest if you want, right?
Yeah.
So, so I started doing that. Then my friends would be like, oh, would you want to do a shoot like this? And I was like, yeah. And then I'd be like reaching out to my friends being like, hey, like, can we do a shoot like this? And it kind of just snowballed from there. I feel really incredibly blessed where photography has taken me. I mean, never in a million years would I have dreamed that I'd be, you know, on tour with Mercules. And I mean, even like one of my first, or actually it was in 2017, I think, I had my friend reach out to me. She's a tattoo artist to do a magazine shoot for her. It was a worldwide ink magazine, and her name's Haley Wasdall. She's an incredibly talented tattoo artist. You should definitely check her out. But yeah, she reached out and she's like, I love your style. There's this magazine doing a piece on me. I'd love to get some portraits done. So I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So yeah. So I got published in a magazine, which was really cool.
So cool.
Super blessed.
It was so amazing
that Haley asked me. Yeah. So I really love the portrait style of photography. I mean, I have definitely dabbled in family. I did like very minimal newborn weddings, but I just feel more aligned with like the portraits and kind of connecting like one-on-one, and that's kind of why I'm moving my Wanderlace in a more boudoir direction and kind of like creative shoots and that portrait side of things, because I just want to do what fuels me. And as much as I did love weddings, I mean, I'm there for the very real, very raw moments that people are experiencing on their wedding days. Like not a lot of people realize like I'm there with like the tears, the happy faces, the crying faces, like all of the things. It's very beautiful, but at the same time, like it's long days. It can be really hectic. You're on for like however many hours, and it took me like a hot like few days afterwards to kind of recoup. So I figured with my schedule and stuff, I'd rather have I'd just rather have things that align with me and kind of the direction that I want to go. And weddings unfortunately wasn't there, but that's okay because I'm loving the direction that I'm headed to.
Yeah, for sure. And like it's just a little bit more of a personal experience than a busy experience, right? Because like I know you loved shooting weddings. I know it was like so incredible for you to capture like their special day and those incredible moments and memories, and like you were so good at it. You did an incredible job with it. But I do
Thanks, dude.
Of course, but I do know that you really do enjoy those one-on-one sessions, those personal kind of like capturing moments, and I think it's going to be a really good lane for you. I think it's going to be really awesome. And I mean, I did my very first boudoir shoot with you, and I know that's something that you are really working into your profile or portfolio, I guess I should say. Sorry, not profile.
It's super fresh. So
that's really cool and really awesome. And I mean, it's really cool that photography is that way. You know, you can do so many different things with it, take so many different paths with it, and you know, it's just a fun thing. And you fucking kill it. So
thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
It's been a lot of fun finding my style. I kind of took every opportunity that I could and just tried to really hone in on what I was interested in. And I mean, this past year, I know it's been a incredibly heavy year for a lot of people. And I mean, I think photography wasn't really my main focus last year. I definitely went more inward and did a lot of introspection, and I just kind of went into the more like spiritual route, and Felt like I was just in a cocoon. Like, I mean, we were in the middle of a pandemic, so it was like good timing, I guess.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't really want to talk to many people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just, kind of all consumed in that a little bit. And I feel like I am kind of at the light at the end of the tunnel here, and I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling a lot of clarity on what I want to do. And like, as my photography took off, I kind of felt in a sense that it was kind of in control, and I wasn't in control of it, if you know what I mean. Like, I was kind of picking up sessions that wasn't really the direction that I wanted to head in, but I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fun, la la la.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this past year, it's I've just had a lot of clarity on what I want to do. And I mean, even kind of connecting my two passions, like photography and like just talking about spirituality and stuff, like, it's, that would be for sure a dream come true. And I mean, like, the biggest thing in my spiritual journey is self-love, and just being able to, look back on the things that, maybe you don't like about yourself all that much, like your shadow self, like the parts of you that you kind of reject and that you don't really want to bring to light, if you will. But I just found, I was like, you know what, I kind of have to deal with my shit and figure it out and face it head on, because at the end of the day, I want to be continuously growing as a person. There's so much to learn. There's so much to learn from other people. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's a lot to learn from yourself as well. And I think this, this pandemic has caused isolation for pretty much everyone around the world, right? Yeah. So I think there's been a lot of people who are kind of like sitting with themselves. And I think it's pretty easy when you do that to be like, okay, like, maybe these are the areas that I need to look a little bit more closely at, and like, these are the areas that I love, and I think when you kind of do that work, you can just look at yourself with a lot more grace and a lot more love and acceptance, and that's kind of the journey that I'm on. And that's the journey that I want to kind of help people with, like self-love. And because I know it's a fucking hard road. Like, I mean, maybe it comes naturally to some people, but like some people it doesn't. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I feel like I do come across as like a more confident person. But I mean, everyone has their own insecurities, and like, we're all our own worst critics. So
100%. And
so yeah,
I think like photography is such a great way to help show people, look how beautiful you are, and look how much like you maybe don't see it when you look in the mirror, but here I am going to capture it for you so you can see just what everybody else sees. Like,
exactly. Like I said, I saw like a thread or something. It was just like, you may not look like the way you look in the mirror, but you don't see the most beautiful moments, like when your face lights up, when you do this certain thing, or when, the way you dance funny, or like all the little quirks and all the little all the little things that make you and make you special. Like, it's really awesome to be able to just basically hang out with people, have a great time, and just be able to capture the real you, just having a fun time.
Well, and like I said, like I did that boudoir shoot with you, and that was the first time I'd ever done a boudoir shoot. And
and you were really nervous.
I was very nervous. I never thought in like a million years I would do something like that, just because I am very uncomfortable in my own body, and I am very insecure. And when I talked to Lacey about it, like she just said, she knew how nervous I was, and
I was so excited. I was like, Carissa, these are going to be amazing. You're going to love them. Like, you don't even know it, but you will.
And so when we did it, and she showed me the finished product, I was just so blown away. I was so, like, taken back at how happy I was looking at these pictures, because I never thought that that I would look at pictures of me in very little clothing and be like, wow, I look fucking good. And I did.
Yeah, she was nervous to get the gallery. She was like, oh, I don't know. And then I sent it to her, and she was like, this was the soft proof. She was like, dude, I love every single one. I love them so much. I was like, oh my gosh, good. Like, I love them too. I'm so happy that you can see your own beauty.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you helped me start building my confidence and like start stepping out of that insecure bubble I was in. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to be fucking walking around in lingerie and a bikini all the time, but I mean, like, you definitely helped show me, like, dude, this is what people see, and this is what your loved ones see, and you need to kind of start seeing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it did.
Absolutely.
It really helped me. And so I do feel like this new path that you're going on with photography, you're really going to help so many people see their inner beauty and outer beauty. And that's just amazing.
Yeah, that's my main goal, and just to kind of bring people out of their shell, and to just know that it's a judgment-free zone. Like, I'm so chill with everyone, and like, as long as you're being, you know, you, and you know, you're not hurting other people. Like, man, like, so excited for that. So excited for what's to come, and
Me too.
Yeah, I can't wait to hopefully have many stories like yours, and to just, you know, build people up all over the globe, basically.
Well, and fuck, I mean, I did not think that I was going to ever share those photos with anyone except for Cole. I never thought any other set of eyes were going to see these photos.
It was basically just like Cole.
Yeah, exactly. And after I seen them, and I started kind of like showing my girlfriends, and I even showed, might sound weird, but I showed my mom and Ma Dukes and my sister, and they were like, oh my God, like, you look so beautiful. And I was like, I know, I can't believe how, like, happy and how good I feel looking at these pictures. And they were just like, see, like, this is what we see, and this is what everybody sees, and you should feel good. You should be happy looking at these photos because you look so beautiful. And so then I started kind of thinking about it, and was like, man, I feel like I want to post one, because I want to, you know, kind of share my story of being very insecure.
I'm like, do it.
Yeah. And everyone was cheering me on, and I even talked about it with Cole, and he's like, babe, do it. Like, I know how big of a step that will be for you, and I'm so proud of you for, like, seeing your beauty and feeling secure looking at these pictures, and, like, fucking post them. And so I did. Not all of them.
And I'm so happy you did. Yeah, not all of them, but like the ones that you wanted and the ones that you felt comfortable with. And like, I mean, like you said, like, you're not always going to walk around with lingerie and all this stuff, but I mean, who cares if you did? Who cares? And like, who cares if you'd rather just be modest? Like, like that was a style, or sorry, that shoot was just so much your style. Like, we had like a little bit of a weed session there too.
Yeah, we did. We had a little
blazing a little
session. Bit. We had some Nintendo Switch in there.
And the little Nintendo Switch. So it was definitely a fun shoot to do, and really kind of captured you. And I mean, I feel like everyone's kind of so quick to judge on, especially like the boudoir style photos, and being like, oh yeah, like a lot of lingerie or a lot of nakedness there, but like, honestly, exactly. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have, you know, human parts. So, you know,
we all have bodies.
It can be, exactly. Like, it's a shame to not appreciate, not appreciate that in yourself, right? Like, and be ashamed. Exactly. And I feel like, especially women, it's definitely hard to come out of that mindset for some people. I feel like a lot of us grew up with, I mean, even in school, like the dress codes, like the spaghetti straps, like, and like the skirts.
Oh my God.
And it's so uncomfortable, because teachers like going up to young girls and just saying that, it's just like, well, now I feel extra uncomfortable. Like, it's super, super hot in my classroom, but I guess I have to suffer and with a t-shirt and, you know, and sweat stains.
And be fucking humiliated when a teacher is like, show me your fingertips, put your arms down. Like, I remember being like, go fuck yourself. No, I'm gonna wear what I fucking want, man. Like, that was one thing that my parents were always on my side about, like, when teachers would try to like complain about clothes I wore or send me home to get changed, and if I wouldn't, or one time my fucking principal tried to put me in a pair of overalls, like construction worker overalls.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and dude. And I looked at him and I was like, fuck no. I was like, I will fucking walk my ass home and I will stay home and not come to school. And they're like, well, we're gonna call your parents. I was like, fucking do it. My parents will say the same thing.
My mother will understand.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like, you have got to be fucking kidding me, man.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who are you? But you're so right.
Yeah.
Like, women have grown up in that kind of, like, mindset of we shouldn't show our body, we shouldn't show too much skin, we should pretty much almost be ashamed
and then
of our
judging
body.
those who do.
And judging, exactly. And
I'm like, do you know how much like guts it takes to post that?
Exactly.
Like, and to feel that comfortable in your body?
Exactly.
Like I said, I feel like a lot of us struggle with the self-love and the big insecurities, and whether that is like your outward appearance or like other issues, it's like we're all dealing with it. So yeah,
and
don't hate.
Yeah, don't hate it. It like kind of also comes back to even like social media, like people that's another area where people are so kind of judged. And I mentioned this on an episode that Tommy and I recorded, but I'm going to repeat it. Like, all of a sudden social media is like a popularity contest, in my opinion. I feel like some people view it as that. Like, I don't personally, but I do feel like people,
specific numbers involved too, like ranks and
100% likes and even
makes it very easy to.
Even comments, like people, if they don't have so many comments, they feel like their picture wasn't good enough or their post wasn't good enough, or
I actually talked to this this girl that I used to work with, and she was saying how if she didn't get 200 likes on Instagram on her picture, she would take it down. I'm like, what? 200? I was like, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to get one. Okay. like but even that mindset is just so toxic, and it just kind of hurts my heart thinking about what these teenagers and what they must go through on a daily basis. Like, even just going through school, I mean, ever since they get social media, it's gonna be one of those things where you have to remind them, like, you can't compare yourself to anyone, because you're your own unique individual. You have your own like beautiful thing to offer the world, and nobody's gonna do it the same way as you. And I think it's really easy to slide in that comparison game, and it's really sad and it hurts my heart that it can be a really cruel place. But on the same note, it can be a really incredible place too, because it can give you the opportunity to connect with people who are super like-minded, like you. And I mean, I come from a small town, so I mean, you're only growing up mostly limited to your surrounding, right? Yeah. Like, so it is a really cool thing to know that we are, or we have a tool to connect us and to connect us to like our most I guess authentically like-minded people, if you will.
Yes,
so,
I agree. And it also is a place where you can show support and motivate people, and it's
community over competition.
Yeah, exactly. Like, competition is just not the way to go, because everybody is put on this earth for a reason. Every soul is put on this earth for a reason, and even if you don't do something the same way somebody else does, and you choose a different path, you're on that path for a reason. Like, everyone is here for a reason. So do you, and don't compare yourself. Easier said than done, I know, but try your hardest not to compare yourself to other people, because it's just
dimming your light. You're trying to focus. Exactly. You're trying to focus being someone else that you're not, and it's just dimming your own light. And man, it kind of just makes you stuck in your head, and makes you stuck in a place of like anxiety and fear, and just is kind of can send you in a downward spiral, to be honest.
For sure. Just like being negative on social media to other people can send other people
like the negative comments. Yeah. And just like unnecessary comments too. Just keep on like scrolling. And I know people say that, but like it's so funny to me, because where I'm at in my life, and like with my spiritual journey and stuff, and I mean, I feel like I've always had a pretty good perspective on like putting myself in other people's shoes, but even just knowing that they're coming from a place of insecurity, and like maybe you're doing something just by being you that's triggering something in them to kind of project that onto you and that negativity. And I mean, it's not about you. And I know it feels so direct, and it can feel like that, like, oh, dagger to the heart, you might as well just pour some salt in the wound while you're in there. So it's not about you, and it's just too bad because those people aren't actually realizing how hurtful words can be. And
they're obviously struggling.
They're coming from a place of hurt as well.
Yeah, exactly. They obviously have something within themselves that they're struggling with, and what they're projecting onto you isn't about you directly. It's about something that unfortunately they're having a hard time getting through or are insecure about. And again, I know it's easier said than done because mean comments can hurt. Words hurt. And it sucks that, the internet has kind of opened up everybody to be able to say whatever they want when they want.
Keyboard warriors.
Exactly. However they want. And again, as much of a blessing as it can be, so people can voice themselves and whether spread awareness or help brand themselves or whatever it may be, it can also be a very harsh and hurting thing. And it's just, you got to try and fight that little voice in your head that remembers those mean comments and words and repeats them back to you.
And they might not even know why they're being so mean right now. And I just know, like, with social media and everything like that, it's constantly being shoved in our faces. I mean, technology is, so it's very little time and very little opportunity sometimes to just take a second to really kind of go inward and to give yourself space to even feel things sometimes. And I think it's really important that you do that and to give yourself space. And to allow yourself to process your emotions, whether they be, negative or positive, because, negative emotions exist and there is going to be something that's going to be triggering to you. But rather than projecting that, kind of look at yourself and be like, hey, like, why is this making me so upset? And, just kind of really sit and think about what you want to say, because I truly believe what you speak is, and like what you're constantly thinking about, and if it's constantly negative and constantly just saying negative things to people, you're going to just see a lot of negativity come back into your life. And I think it's just really important that people take a step back and sit and think about their next choice of words, because
I agree.
It's a lot more important than I think a lot of people would think.
I agree 100%. And it is really sad that social media is almost a validation to some people, and my heart just hurts for people that look at, their social media as, I mean, it's a gray area, because if you're using it for your if you're using it for your brand, for your company, for your own personal, like, career or journey or whatever.
Not your ego.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it gets different, is when it's your ego and you're starting to feel bad about yourself or shitty about yourself because, I don't have this many likes, or I don't have this many comments, or this many followers, and look at this person, they have that many likes and that many comments and that many followers.
It's going to be a battle of, like, that you're going to be dealing with forever. And
because it's not going anywhere,
happiness.
Which is,
it's not
like, real life, right? So if that's how you view social media, then it's sad, because it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be something that you surround your entire being upon, like.
Definitely. And I think it can also be really taxing on on your energy. I know anyone who follows me, like, the past year, it's been pretty boring on my social media pages. I just can't do it right now. I don't have the energy to do it. And I mean, that's okay too. Like, I think we just have to give ourselves grace to not always feel like we have to be posting every single day or like on social media all the time. If it's affecting your mental health and if it's really draining your energy, then, take a step back and it's okay. It's gonna be there. And I mean, if it's not, then there's something else is gonna be there. Like, it's okay to take space from that. And if you feel like it's consuming you, I think it is really important to just take some time for yourself and to have that space. And like I said, practice some mindfulness and practice, like, you know, why am I like so addicted and so drawn to this? Am I looking for validation in the wrong places or whatever? So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make a comment because there's apparently 1 million motorcycles driving down my road right now. Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? So sorry if you guys can hear that and it's distracting. It's the story of my recording life, unfortunately. If it's not my
you
cats.
can't escape the noise.
Yeah, vehicles. So
you get hyper aware of how much background noise there is. Oh, I heard another car. Like
yeah, exactly. Like there are
someone's
so many motorcycles driving around my neighborhood right now. I don't know why. I'm really annoyed.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
But yeah, I definitely agree, and I do think 2020 kind of opened up our eyes to unplugging and to kind of getting some space from social media and really working
counting
on
our blessings.
Counting our blessings. And just like you mentioned, you started a lot of your own inner kind of finding yourself last year.
And really dove into that a lot.
And I did too. And you and I talked about it a lot. We talked a lot about our spiritual journey. We talked a lot about our self-work that we were doing and steps we were taking. And
I actually had my first psychic intuitive reading a couple days ago now. 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days.
But anyway, if any of you are interested in doing that, I highly recommend having a reading. I was recommended to Kristen by Carissa.
Yeah, shout out Kristen. She's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I would recommend going to someone that your friend recommends or whatever. But it was so amazing. I feel like she kind of like lit a fire in me that I feel like I hadn't had in a while. And it was just an experience like no other. I also went to a spiritual healer last year as well a few times. Shout out Chrissy. She also goes by Zap. She's incredible too, and I just feel like my eyes have just been open to this whole other world, and it's such a beautiful place, and I'm like so consumed by it. I just like can't get enough. I'm always like learning and wanting to learn new things, and I mean I feel very blessed because I have a few people in my inner circle like you, Carissa, Tommy, my mother-in-law, Heidi, my cousin. Shout out to all of them. Yeah. But anyway, I know there's a lot of people who may not have those people close by, and I just want to say, like, I know it's a lot, and I know it can be hard. I mean, you do have to face your shit. You have to kind of figure yourself out a little bit, and it can be hard, and it can be really hard doing it alone. So I mean, if you need someone to, if you just need someone to listen, or need to vent, whatever, like, we're all ears, and I mean we're a judgment-free zone here, so
Lacey and I
it's good to have a support system.
And Lacey and I are going to be talking a lot about spirituality. That's something that I chatted with her about when we were talking about doing episodes together. A lot of people in our life, like our girlfriends, do also have faith in spirituality, but Lacey and I definitely have been doing a lot of our own self-work, like we said, this past year, and digging more into our spiritual side. And I just think it'd be really cool if her and I share our experiences, our journey, and help you guys learn more about it if that's what you're interested in and you're here to talk about and hear us talk about. And like she said, we are a very open book. We are a judgment-free zone. So if you guys,
and we're just at the beginning too. Like we have a lot to learn yet too. So we're all ears. If you have any advice for us,
100%. We want you.
Yeah, we're definitely no pros yet.
No, not at all. We want you guys to teach us, and if you want to message us and whether it's tell us about your own personal experience and you want us to share it on the podcast, we can leave your names out of it if that's what you prefer. I don't want to put anyone on blast, but if you have an amazing story that you're like, oh, I think you guys would really enjoy hearing this yourselves and your listeners too, then please share. If you have
Please share. That would be amazing.
Yeah, if you have any questions, any advice that you'd like, message us up. If there's anything in particular you want us to talk about when it comes to spirituality, message us. Like, we want to hear from you.
Very wide topic. So, that would...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. Well, and I was just going to say, I'm going to put your reading on blast a little bit, but...
Yeah, do it.
During Lacey's reading a couple days ago, Kristen actually, when Lacey brought up the podcast, she was like so excited.
She brought up the podcast. Yeah, she was actually like, I have like a feeling. She's like, it's not as techie as like video, but it's definitely something big. She's like, I feel like podcast. And I was like, that's so funny that you say that, because I'm literally planning on recording this episode actually with Carissa. And like I said, it was only 2 days ago, so I was like, that's hilarious. And she was so excited, and she was, just really emphasized that. And
she had nothing but amazing things to say about the podcast and about Lacey and I talking about our spiritual journey and beliefs on it. Yeah. And she said, don't hold it back. People are going to love it. People are going to resonate with it. And so, that's what we're doing. We're just listening to the universe.
Here we are being real and raw and being an open book, and it's scary as shit for us. So,
but it's really cool that our angels sent us that message, like they're saying, like, you guys have talked about it, do it. Like, people want to hear it. And I've had so many of you message me saying you wanted to hear about my spirituality journey and beliefs, and it's just incredible to me. It's because when I started thinking about doing this podcast, that was something I really wanted to talk about, but I didn't want to be too much. I didn't want to be, just...
It's not everyone's cup of tea, right?
And that's completely fine. Also, if you're listening and you're kind of like, I'm not really about that whole spirituality path in life, like, that's totally cool too. Like, everyone has their own beliefs. Everyone has their own faith, and don't judge you. Don't feel any bad way towards anyone who doesn't want to hear about that. So if it's something you're not interested in, then, maybe just skip through that part of our episodes, or don't tune in to those episodes. That's fine. Yeah. And, that's all good too.
Exactly. And I'm really excited about the podcast too, because I feel like me and Carissa, like, when we were in quarantine, like, we would be on the phone pretty much every day. And I mean, there's sometimes we'd have like 7-hour conversations, and like Mason and Cole would come home and be like, you're still on the phone.
Like, you guys haven't stopped talking for 9 hours.
Because exactly, because Mason was working, and then Cole would be out recording and stuff, and they'd come back, and
exactly.
But I love the idea of a podcast, because you can have really real, deep, raw conversations. And I mean, I feel really blessed because you're one of my best friends, so it's really comfortable for me talking with you. But I mean, even just like diving deep with anyone, like just having the space to give someone that's not just within like a small caption, because I feel like a big block for me with social media, like especially Instagram, is just like, okay, like I have this beautiful picture, now what's the caption? Like, what do I say? What do I have to say? I was like, I don't know what to say, because I have like minimal room to say it. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't know if it's just how we were taught to write, but it can be very like proper sometimes, and I don't always talk like that, and I in fact don't, and I often swear, and it's like whatever. But I feel like that's a block for me. So to have the space just to talk openly, and for people to get to know me through here, like, I feel really happy about that, because it's a good space. It's a good conversation space, and I hope it can resonate with different people, what we talk about.
Yeah, and me too. And I really
and if it doesn't, then that's okay.
Yeah, no, for sure. There may be a handful of people that are like, not about that, and that's cool. But I do feel like with the feedback I have gotten this far with the podcast being out, there's a lot of people that will be interested in what we have to talk about. And honestly, that's like where, again, the podcast even started and came to my mind, was just after hanging out with my friends, whether it was before quarantine when we could hang out in person, or during quarantine when we were on the phone and we just get into like deep talks and stuff, I was like, man,
we have some bomb-ass conversations.
Yeah, like, this would be an amazing fucking episode. Like, damn it, we need to save this shit.
Yeah. Can we just record our phone calls?
Yeah, exactly. So
just crackly, like.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I want to do with Lacey on here, and all my friends on here, when they come on, like, we're gonna be sitting here bullshitting, chatting, and you guys are just gonna get a little glimpse of what it's like to literally like tune into our phone call conversation or a hangout session. Like, this is literally how we talk. Like, there's no act, there's no script, there's no nothing. Like, this is who we are, and that's again what I also want my podcast to be about. I want it to be very real and raw and authentic, and I am not doing editing. I'm just, giving you guys what gets recorded, and
here we go. Yeah, buckle up. Yeah. We don't know what's going to come out of our mouths.
Yeah, exactly. We go from talking about, like, sweet things to, me dropping a million F-bombs and...
Go on our tangents. And
it's one thing we definitely do. We do a lot of side notes. We do a lot of backstory. We do a lot of tangents. So, bear with us, guys. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have fun, and we laugh, and...
We have so much fun.
We have great conversations. So, it's really great. Yeah. And I'm just so blessed to have the friends I do.
Me too.
And I
have the best friends.
Yeah, me too. I'm just so fucking grateful for all my friends.
Me too.
I've never had such amazing friends. And honestly, that's one thing that if I could go back and like talk to my younger self who, I didn't struggle with friends because I did have friends, but I didn't have as good of friends as I do now. So if I could
I feel like there's like soul connections. Like I said, I feel like I have known you for longer than I have. Like, I can't imagine my life without you. And there's some friends that I have, and I love all of my friends, and I just feel so deeply connected to the friends that I have now. And and it's okay to like move on from friendships that you no longer resonate with, or dig in deeper to friendships that you really do resonate with, and find the people that you can have like those more like soul connections with, because man, oh man, like, I don't know what I would do without my group of friends.
Me too.
We're just we're so supportive of each other, and I just feel like we are such a great little community that we have here, and we build each other up, and we'd love to make that community extended out to you guys.
Yes, exactly. And it's really funny because our group of friends, like, most of us met at Earl's Restaurant. Like, I met a lot of my best friends at Earl's Restaurant, and
call them the Earl's girls.
Exactly.
And a few lucky guys.
Yes, and a few lucky guys. And then Tommy, my like childhood best friend, and Kimberly, my other childhood best friend, they just, by connection, we all became really good friends, and like it's just amazing. And I'm just so blessed for all the friends that I have. I love all my girlfriends. We love you, girls.
Getting all sappy.
I know, we're getting all sappy.
We love you guys so much.
And hopefully I get to have every single one of you on here. I've told all the girls, don't feel pressured. I'm not going to make you come on here if you don't want to, but I would love to have like more than one, but at least one episode of all of us together. We might sound like a fucking flock of chickens, because that's what we do. We giggle,
sorry,
we laugh.
not sorry.
But it's so fun, and we just all have great conversation and a great time together, and I want my listeners to feel like they're literally like, spark up a joint, sit down, plug in, and feel like you're chilling with us. Like, honestly, that's what I want it to be. So
get in your house coat if you want.
Yes, get your
slippers.
Squishmallow.
We're big fans. Your Squishmallows. If you haven't heard of a Squishmallow, you need one
and
in your life,
you need to
as a
sponsor
pillow.
me, please, because I already
also
have
their dog toys.
Their dog toys are incredible. If you don't know what a Squishmallow is, you can go to Costco, London Drugs, Walmart, all the
Winners
places.
had them.
Get a Squishmallow for yourself as a human, and then you can go to Winners and HomeSense and get pet toys that are Squishmallows, and they are incredible.
And then also laugh at the fact that me and Mason brought our Squishmallows on tour with us.
Yeah,
and mine is a teal elephant and Mason's is a blue dragon. And
it's amazing.
We were at Costco. Exactly. We were at Costco and Mason was like, oh, like Squishmallows. I was like, do you want one? He's like, well, no. I was like, there's a dragon. He's like, okay, I'll take the dragon.
It's a little
and
boy.
We still love them. They're the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, they're the best. So
yeah, I have a million.
But yeah.
Cole just went and got me like 7 or 8 of them for our month anniversary today, and I almost died. My whole podcast office is going to be a Squishmallow paradise.
A Squishmallow room.
A Squishmallow room, yep. And so, listeners, keep your eyes open for pictures, because I will be taking pictures and sharing my office with you guys so you can see exactly how adorable and amazing these things are, because
yeah, exactly.
They're incredible.
Like we said earlier, Squishmallow, if you're listening, please sponsor us. It will really help our bank account.
Yes, please and thank you, because I have so many of them and will not stop.
Yeah, we will recommend.
Yes,
yeah.
100%. They're only $20. Like, how can you go wrong? They're fucking amazing.
Yeah, $20 for ultimate comfort.
Ultimate comfort.
And animals. Yeah. They're the best.
They're amazing. Anyways, we probably should move on from Squishmallows because people are going to be like, I'm over it. But
done.
They're just one of our very similar interests and loves that Lacey and I share.
Yep. All of the cute things.
All the cute things. We love all of the cute things.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe I'm going to wrap it up here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to plug your Instagrams and your socials?
Sure. You can find me at wanderlace.photography. And that's my boudoir. And then you can also find us at ill.mill.productions. That's my account that I have with my fiance Mason. And yeah, definitely hit us up. Send us a message if there's anything you want to hear, or send me a message if there's anything you want to hear or say. And I'm super looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see where this journey takes you and and everyone.
Yeah, well, we are looking forward to having you on here more. I am definitely looking forward to having you on here more. And
thanks, dude. I'm looking forward to it too.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming out and being on the podcast. I'm so honored to have you here. And just thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Okay, well, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.
Bye.